Hello everyone and welcome to our Soap and Chat. Today's topic is going to be a wedding I recently attended. It is the only wedding I've ever attended other than my cousin's, so I was really excited to get an invite. The bride looked stunning. Her colors were beige and sage, and everything looked absolutely gorgeous. It could not have been a more beautiful wedding. It was in Tennessee outside and just stunning. So I ended up convincing the bride to let me do some soaps for her wedding, so I'll let you guys see a few of those photos here. I ended up being really satisfied with the results. The sun ended up changing the color a little bit more brown on the actual day, which was a surprise and therefore disappointing, but overall they were gorgeous soaps and the bride loved them, so of course that was the most important thing. Well, I have a lot of these leftover chunkity pieces from my soap ends, and I think that it'd be a really good thing to do today to just chop them all up and throw them in some batter, see what we can come up with just to reuse up our scraps. A couple of fun things happened at the wedding that I think are just fun stories to share, and I want to point out that I'm not laughing at the individuals in these stories. I'm laughing at, I guess the individuals in these stories. Sometimes people are funny, okay? Sometimes I'm funny too. Sometimes we just do silly things, especially when drinking, okay? So my absolute favorite thing that happened at this wedding is they had this giant bonfire pit set up. I mean, huge, bigger than I've ever seen before. I want to say 20 by 20 feet worth of sticks, but that might be an underestimate of how big this pile of sticks was. They'd been saving them up, I think they said, since last July, so it's been a pretty long time, a lot of sticks, huge pile. The fire, I anticipated it to be pretty huge. Well, because it rained the day before, the people who were trying to light the fire were having kind of a tough time lighting it. They got a little spot going that was maybe like 2 by 2 feet tops, and it had been burning for half an hour, but nothing around it was really catching. It was just really taking a while for this fire to spread. So a guy goes up front, he gets this thing of kerosene, and he comes back, and we're all like, yay, kerosene, perfect. This is going to light the whole thing on fire. Then the man proceeds to climb directly on top of the pile of sticks, okay? And mind you, there's already a fire under these sticks like 20 feet away from him on the other side of this pile, but like there's a lit fire there, okay? The man starts to douse all around him in kerosene, and my boyfriend and I are just standing there looking at each other like, yeah, this just feels like a bad idea. It's just so close to that flame, any second it could go up. And then all of a sudden, poof, he jumped off as the flames like engulfed him, and luckily the jump that he made was successful. He was completely unharmed. But like if he had fallen at all, that whole area, like 10 foot surrounding him, was completely on fire after it like got lit from that teeny tiny fire. So yeah, definitely a scary, crazy moment. All right, the second like maddening thing that happened, it's like maddening in the most funny way. I couldn't believe it was going on for as long as it was. I think that's the absolute most shocking part about this whole thing to me. So it's a wedding, it's the reception, and everyone's drunk, everyone's been drinking. There's a few kids, but mostly adults there. Well, we're in the middle of a forest. We're on a property in the middle of the forest. It's pretty well cleared with some trees, but generally speaking, it's a forest. So these people mention that they want to play hide and go seek, and it is like 9 o'clock at night. It is pitch black out. I could not imagine going and hiding in the middle of the forest. I would be scared of wild animals. I'd be scared of tripping on a branch and just like eating shit completely because you're in the middle of a forest. It's dark. Who knows what's out there? And there's other options. Like, what if everyone forgets about you, right? Like, it's not like they were taking a manifesto up there. If they got like 10 people playing and you didn't know everyone very well, everyone could tag each other out, think the game's over, and you're sitting outside behind some tree till the next morning. It just didn't quite seem like that brilliant of an idea to me, just given the circumstances. Well, when I first hear about this, I hear about it from someone in our group. They walk over, they tell me people are talking about doing tag. or not tag, hide and seek. And I like laugh. I'm like, yeah, right. I don't believe it. And then I kind of start to listen into the group next to us, and sure enough, they were planning out tag. So everyone in my group's kind of just laughing it off, like making fun of the idea because, you know, you could literally die out there. But this group is talking about it. 10 minutes goes by. They move on to other things. I start to hear them talk about ping pong and that possibility of cornhole. Like, this ridiculous idea has completely left, and I was satisfied when that happened. I was like, okay, good, this makes sense. No one's gonna get hurt. Okay, well, a little more time goes by. About 20 minutes goes by, and all of a sudden, someone has reignited the initiative to play tag or hide and go seek in the middle of the dark, and they're assembling a group, and somehow they got a good 10 people to play with them. They played 3 rounds. They seemed to have a good time. I don't know if anyone died out there, but I didn't know of anyone at the wedding. Like I said, someone who may have not been that well known could have easily disappeared out there that night. Those are my 2 top funniest moments from the wedding, but I want to go ahead and give a third funniest moment shout out to the beautiful flower girl. She just looked so over it by the end of the aisle, and I thought it was so stinking cute. And let that be a reminder to all of us not to dress up our flower girls when all the adults get dressed up, because I guess kids can't handle the hair pieces for all the photos of 5 hours, because the first thing she did when the ceremony was over was rip the hairpiece off of her head. And all I could think is, oh my God, that's why she was so over this the whole time. The hairpiece must have been hurting her for the last 5 hours. I think we've all been there with, I shouldn't say shitty, it was beautiful, but you know what I mean. Just like certain hairpieces, metal on your skull, not fun, especially as an 8-year-old. I completely understand why she was over it. It was really stinking cute. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me for this soap and chat. I really hope you guys enjoyed my stories and, of course, the soap that we made. If you haven't already, please consider hitting that subscribe button and liking this video so you see more of our content. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.